Moving on to a mechanical seal. This is a proprietary item, again, that we buy in from suppliers. Bergman and John Crane are typical suppliers. And we can look to see what actually makes up a mechanical seal. First of all, we've got a sleeve there to compress the spring to the right tension so that we got the right pressure between the faces. Here's our mechanical seal. This is the rotating part, the bit with the spring. That's the rotating part, and that is actually geared or fitted to the shaft, so it cannot spin. I'll show you later some of these components, and you can see how that's achieved. This is the stationary part of the seal, and it's usually got a ceramic face embedded in an elastomer so that there's a little bit of flexibility and isolation. Again, we've got mechanical seal options. For a simple pump, like an end suction pump at medium pressure, you'll be talking about a single unbalanced mechanical seal. And I'll show you some of those later. And here we've got a single balanced seal for higher pressures. And you can see that the face width of the seal is different. Here we've got a relatively wide contact area between the stationary and rotating faces. Here we've got a much smaller area, but it's still sealing, but it's for higher pressures. So we don't want so much contact, so much friction between the two faces. This is a double mechanical seal that you'll find in submersible pumps. And here we've got a situation where there's a barrier fluid and two sets of seal faces are included. You've got a seal here and you've got a seal there, and there's a barrier fluid and a lubricant between them so that you don't rely on external lubrication. And submersible sewage pumps tend to use mechanical seals like this. And then you've got, for chemical applications, for example, if you're pumping a viscous liquid, you don't want that going across the seal faces, so you use a labyrinth type seal. So these are various seal options for pumping different types of fluids. So that's our standard unbalanced seal. That's our welded bellows type of seal. So instead of using a spring, we're using a bellows. There's a multi-spring execution, and you can see the springs here, so that it's a bit like a pressure plate where we've got a number of springs around that pressure plate. And then finally, we've got the cartridge seal assembly. These are commonly used in vertical multi-stage pumps. If you strip them down, you'll find a cartridge seal right at the top. Cyclone separators. You may have come across these devices. The idea is that they act like a centrifuge, and they try to take solid particles out of the fluid that you're going to feed back to your seal faces. So we've got water from the discharge, which could contain suspended solids. The solids fall down and go to suction, and the clean water goes to the seal chamber. I'm not convinced that they actually work, but if the customer's prepared to pay for them, good luck.